In section 3 of module 5, we're going to do this concept reinforcement. Complete each of the following statements and read them carefully. You don't need to write them down, but I do want you to, in your booklets, write 1 through 6, and let's have everyone work on these. So hopefully they're big enough for you to see. We'll pause and then get your answers. So for general background, there's your quadratic formula, and what we find under the radical sign is referred to as the discriminant. Now, depending what the value is of your discriminant, if it's a positive number, you're going to get plus or minus that and the rest of this. That will give you 2 solutions. If this is 0, then plus or minus 0 makes no difference. You're only going to get 1 solution. Now, even though it was a quadratic, in a sense, both of those solutions are the same. That's why they're saying there's only 1. And for this one, if this is negative, then it's going to be plus or minus the square root of a negative number. But the plus or minus gives you 2 solutions. And they're going to be imaginary, as you see in number 6 here. But if this discriminant is a perfect square, such as the square root of 4 or the square root of 9 or 16 or 25, then the numbers that we get out of here are not going to be irrational, even though there's a radical sign there. Their being a perfect square makes them rational. And generally speaking, if this comes out as a rational number, these quadratic equations could have been factored. Another little hint here. All right, let's take a look at just some practice of this. Now, these are quadratic equations. We are asked to determine what type of number the solutions are and how many solutions exist. So we're going to take our discriminant here, b squared minus 4ac, just that. Put in the, once it's in standard form, it has to be in standard form, identify the b, minus 4ac, identify the a, identify the c, and if this is positive, you're going to get 2 solutions. If this is equal to 0, 1 real solution. And if this ends up being negative, you're going to get 2 imaginary solutions. Now, if this is a perfect square, then these will also be rational numbers. Okay, give you a moment. Only going to do, let's say, the first 4, and we'll give you an assignment so you tell us the number and kinds of solutions that exist. So let's take a look at these. I've substituted, I have my discriminant, and I end up with a 29. So this is going to be under the radical sign, and 29 is not a perfect square, so we're going to have 2 irrational numbers. as solutions. And this ends up as a positive 13, which will be plus or minus under the radical sign. So the same, two irrational solutions. Now this one, as we substitute, notice there is no b term here in number 9. So b is 0. So we end up with a negative 12. And these will be two, again under the radical sign, imaginary number solutions. And there is no b in number 10. So b is 0. And this gives you a negative 20 under the radical sign. So two imaginary numbers. Now you'll have some to do for your practice and quiz me, and then you can expect something like this on your test. And good luck.